2014. Actually not my favorite Godzilla, but it is the start of the monsterverse era, which, started a lot. So I'm gonna put him in, I'll put him in good. 2019. This is actually my favorite Godzilla and my favorite Godzilla movie. And he got Mothra's powers when she made the sacrifice and fought Ghidorah and beat him barely with thermonuclear. So, yeah. Yes, I did originally put him in B tier, but I would like to say I've changed its ranking to A. And the same for thermonuclear. I know I'm gonna get violated in the comments for this, but all the other ones are insignificant to me. So except for Energized, they're just not as good, especially the Barbie one. Now I know I made a whole video about Kong, but I actually don't like Skull Island that much. The movie is not that good from what I've seen, but the monster fights are delicious. But Kong still is eh. Then 2021, we're gonna put him, he's not actually my favorite. We'll put him in good. And then for 2024, yeah, he's one of my favorites. Stick bug, but log bug. Yeah, just a stick bug, but big, and a kaiju, and, gets destroyed by a skullcrawler. Yeah, this thing's gonna have to go in great. I mean, it's a stick bug. What more could you ask for? No, actually, we're gonna put him in alright. And then for Energized Evolve, I'll go with, we'll do good. Now time for the Mutos. I actually think these are a very good opponent for Godzilla and feel very original since, they're not just Toho monsters redone in the Monsterverse. And if they would have hatched all of their eggs, I feel like they would have been a world-ending threat. So yeah, I'm gonna put the female in great. Actually great, and then I'll put the male in favorites. Now for the Skullcrawlers and Skull Devils. I actually really like their design. Feels very original again. And yeah, I've never seen anything done like the Skullcrawlers and Skull Devils. It's pretty funny to watch them get destroyed by Kong, and the smaller ones are actually a pretty good match for humans, I guess. I mean, they have a whole scene of them hiding from them, and it's pretty cool that everything they see, they just instinctively hunt down. But yeah, they're gonna have to go in probably alright for the bigger ones because they get destroyed by Kong. And then the other ones, they get destroyed by humans. Bro, I forget what these things are even called, but the leaf swings are just so annoying, man. Like, they literally tear people in pieces, but if one gets hit, they all run by the hundreds. Yeah, these things are gonna go in, I don't really know. Let's do terrible. I honestly forget what this thing is called too, but I mean, it kills people with its legs because they look like bamboo, so yeah, it's kind of alright. Now for the giant water buffalo. This thing is actually pretty cool, it just kind of blends in like an island, and then yeah, it's like a giant walking swamp, and even with its horns, there's moss hanging off them, and I think it looks pretty cool too, and it doesn't hurt humans, so let's go with great. Now it's time for Mechagodzilla. I actually really like the Monsterverse Mechagodzilla, but it's not as good as other designs, but the past eras have kind of copied each other with slight changes, but this one brings a whole new era and becomes more agile and kind of copies Monsterverse Godzilla's design, but I don't mind because Monsterverse Godzilla is sick, so in turn Monsterverse Mechagodzilla is sick and literally just destroys anything it's around, and overall feels very original for a Mechagodzilla. We'll put it in good. Behemoth, the giant woolly mammoth titan that's chill with Godzilla, and chill with humans, so honestly, I'm gonna have to put it in great.
He's cool, he's a dragon, he's golden, he has lightning breath, and he almost defeated Godzilla, but barely. He got smushed on his chest by Godzilla's burning foot from Mothra. I'm putting Ghidorah in A tier.
This is my favorite Mothra design by far. In the Monsterverse, in many Toho movies, it is my favorite. I purely like her attacks, her design as I said, and just her aura is really, really cool. And the way she fights Rodan, you wouldn't expect just a moth to fight a giant terror bird. So yeah, we're gonna put this in good. Now for the Warbat. This is probably my favorite thing in Hollow Earth, my favorite Hollow Earth creature. And again, like the Skullcrawlers, I like seeing them get destroyed by Kong. But yeah, these guys are gonna have to go in great. We've already done the Skullcrawlers, so Ramrock is getting a great. Now for Skarking. I really don't like Skarking's design that much, but I do like how his whip is made out of a Warbat's spine. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, he's this giant orangutan, and yeah, he's really skinny because he's almost starving just like all the other apes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put him in good. And for the new Empire Mothra, I actually like this one too. It's not my favorite because of how bright it is, and yeah, it's not too different from King of the Monsters, so we're gonna put it in alright. And for the Great Apes, they're like Skarking, but they're also starving and don't have a giant ice lizard as a slave. Speaking of the giant ice lizard, I'm not that big of a fan of her design, but I mean, it is pretty cool that she defeated Godzilla in this ancient world, and she's from Hollow Earth, which is pretty cool because no humans have really found her like Godzilla. So yeah, she's gonna have to go in favorites. We don't know that much about Suko either, whether it's a boy or a girl, but now it is Kong's son, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna have to give him favorites. Scylla, the giant crab, octopus, spider kaiju, I guess. It doesn't really do much in the movies, but in the comics it's pretty cool, controls the ocean. We'll give it a good. Now for Tiamat, my favorite kaiju in the monsterverse. I know she does get destroyed by Godzilla, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool that she uses her entire body as a weapon, and the overall design is just so cool to me, and her face-off with Godzilla is pretty cool, pretty epic until she gets like sliced and diced. So she is definitely the best on this tier list by far. Now for the Drown Viper. The Drown Viper is actually really cool in my opinion. I really like its design. I really like how it's like really long and can even almost beat Kong. Well, that's debatable considering the scene right here. But yeah, he gets Kong in a chokehold and then gets his head chopped off. So yeah, we're gonna put him in favorites. As for these, we only really see them in one scene, so we don't really know that much about them. So yeah, I'm just gonna put them in alright. Now for the Mothra larva. Mothra, but short and can't fly and ugly. And she's trapped in a lab for her birth. So yeah, we're gonna put this thing in great. And for Doug, a fan favorite of the Monsterverse, he steals Kong's food, he destroys this crab. Yeah, we're gonna put him in favorites. And the same for 2024 Doug. And for King of the Monsters Rodan, I really like its design. I really like that it can fly up to Mach 3.5. Yeah, we're gonna put him in great. But that's it for this video. And if you like this one, well, give it a like. If we get 15 likes on this video, I'll rank every Monsterverse movie.